Today I'm going to be showing you how to begin writing a rap song so you don't get stuck writing songs and can finish them quickly. Let's just get straight to it. Step number one is to identify the emotion of the instrumental. How does it feel? Is it happy? Is it sad? Is it aggressive? Is it dark? And based on whatever emotion that you get from that instrumental, think about the type of songs that you could write that would fit that emotion. For example, if the emotion is aggressive, then think about all the different types of songs that you could write that it can incorporate that aggressive type of energy and emotion. For example, it could be a party song for people to play in the club or while they're working out. It could be a braggadocious song about how skilled you are as a rapper, or it could be an anthem type song to speak out against a cause that you're passionate about. Once you've identified the emotion of the instrumental and the different types of songs that you could potentially write to that type of emotion, then now it's time to start brainstorming ideas. For example, let's say the instrumental is aggressive and you decided you want to write a song that's meant for the club or for working out. But you're a conscious rapper and you don't want to talk about the typical stuff such as money, girls, cars, drugs, etc. So how can you pull that off? In this case, you need to figure out a plan to where you can get your message across without being super obvious about it at first. To accomplish this, start writing down all of your ideas as they come to you. Don't be overly judgmental here either. Stay out of your own way and allow yourself to freely explore many different ideas. When you do this, you'll notice how one idea can build into many others. And this is where the magic really happens. This is called brainstorming. So let those ideas pour onto your page. For example, if I were trying to brainstorm ideas for an aggressive club banger song that's conscious, then here's what a 5-minute brainstorming session looked like for me. Feel free to pause the video here if you want to read all the things that I wrote. Now it's time to sift through those puddles of ideas that was created from your brainstorm and begin using what is known as a storyboard, which is essentially just your game plan or your strategy to execute those ideas in your song. A storyboard can be very simple. It can just be you putting ideas down for every section of your song. This is typically when I begin thinking about the hook. What is the hook going to say? What's the verbiage of the hook? Because the hook is like the heart of the song, and everything else that's going on in the verses is always going to connect back to the hook. So if I go ahead and get my idea or my premise down for the hook, then writing the verses is going to be so much easier. For an example, I like all of the things that I wrote in my brainstorm, but for the purpose of writing a conscious club banger, I need something that sounds aggressive for the hook, that doesn't reveal too much of what the song is about. This also allows the hook to mean different things to different people, which makes it more relatable. So Do or Die or Level Up feels perfect for this, but I'm going to choose Do or Die. Now that I know I'm going to incorporate Do or Die into the hook, I can now write down some ideas for how I want to connect my verses back into the hook. Just like when we brainstormed, write your ideas down as they come to you, as one idea can lead to another, and that's where the magic happens. For this example, let's say I have 2 verses. For verse 1, I could talk about how hard I've worked, how much I've struggled, maybe in the verse with all the people that I have depending on me, like family, wife, nephews, and that's why for me, I'm not giving myself an out. I must succeed. I have no choice. For me, it's either do or die. And I could end that verse with maybe saying the word either. Like I could have a rhyme scheme that's going with either. And then that way either connects right back into the hook. Let's say do or die is the first thing I say in the hook. It would just connect directly back into the hook. You know, for me, it's either, and then the hook comes in, do or die, do or die. Who the sass on the great me, who the fire. On the pastor from the rally, me, who the yeah. You know what I'm saying? And in verse 2, here's some of the ideas I wrote down for that. Talk about all the people who feel like I owe them a handout or a favor. Just because I'm talented or successful and we've crossed paths before, it doesn't mean I owe you anything. I've sacrificed so much to obtain my skills and success. Favor isn't something you have to ask for. Favor is something you earn from having great character. Your success isn't determined by anyone else. You should never give someone else that much power over your life. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond to it. And then I thought maybe I could use dues to tie back into the hook. So for an example, like, homie, I paid my dues. Maybe you should too, because where I'm from, it's either do or die. And that's how you begin writing a rap song. Once you have a strategy in place, once you actually go to start writing the actual hook and the verses, at that point, You're just executing the plan and the strategy that you already have. And this allows you to gain momentum in the song, and it gives you clear direction throughout the songwriting process, which prevents you from getting stuck and finishing that song so much faster. But with that being said, you should not always begin writing every rap song like this. The first thing that you should always do when you begin writing a rap song is you should follow the inspiration, whatever that may be. That may mean that you use the exact formula that I just shared with you in that exact same order. I do it all the time and it works great. Or you may load up an instrumental and you just think of one line that comes to mind and you go ahead and write it down. Well, the next thing you know, you're trying to think of another line that will go with that line that also completes a rhyme scheme, and then you start kind of letting the rhyme scheme kind of guide you a little bit. Or you just may think of two isolated words that rhyme with each other that you want to incorporate. Or you may think of a good melody that could work in a hook, or a really funny premise for a punchline. But regardless of how you start a song, at some point you need to take a step back and go back through these 3 steps that I shared with you today. Number 1, identify the emotion of the song and what type of song it is. Number 2, brainstorming. And number 3, storyboarding. My name is Cole Mize with ColeMizeStudios.com, where I strive to make you a better rapper now. And if you're trying to perfect your rap skills, make sure that you get yourself a copy of my ebook, The #1 Fundamental to Rapping. That's my gift to you. It's totally free. I'll post a link to it in the video's description below. And if you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe for more straight to the point, no BS, how to rap video tutorials just like this one. And always remember, when it comes to rapping, there's no rules. There's only techniques. Peace. Hey man, you see that subscribe button right there? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Oh, and don't forget the bell icon. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Hey, I know you see that like button, right? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. And look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, today I'm gonna kill it, kill it.